And so Constantinople is going to be attacked by an army, a land army. And the Prophet ﷺ praised that army. وَلَنِعْمَ الْأَمِيرُ آمِرُهَا وَلَنِعْمَ الْجَيْشُ ذَلِكَ الْجَيْشُ. He praised the commander of that army, and he praised that army that is going to conquer Constantinople. And so the conquest of Constantinople will take place on the basis of an alliance with Rome. We've seen this part of the alliance, the army that's going to come from Algeria, Morocco, all over. And that part, which is going to be the naval one, coming in a straight line from Crimea to Constantinople. Once the city of Constantinople is captured, the back of NATO is broken. The Russian fleet can enter the Mediterranean. And that is going to be perilous for Israel. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may give to our people a light with which to see and understand what so many today do not understand, and give them backbones to stand up and proclaim the truth, regardless of the price we have to pay. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين آمين. I believe the audience out there who are going to be listening to this lecture tomorrow, Jamal, by tomorrow inshallah, would be happy and appreciated if you all have any questions so I can answer them. Sisters, you too? Yeah.
You heard about Foreign Affairs Minister of Russia who were in Tunisia last week. Spoke with Algeria about American troops getting in Iberic Peninsula and in Tunisia, and warning Algeria about possible plot against the country. And he said, yeah, we are your allies, so be aware of what is going on your back, and we can help you if you need.
Mm.
Have you heard about that?
The events that are occurring in the south of Algeria now, yes. The events which are occurring in the south of Algeria have a connection to our subject, in that while there are Salafi Muslims who are sincere and learned, and many of them are more and more attracted to the message I'm delivering. Some of them have already become my students, and I'm getting emails from others who want to become my students, and they're Salafi. There are others who are engaged in a fanatical, blind and fanatical, bogus jihad. I call them the Dajjal's warriors. And they are being provided with funds and weapons by you-know-who. These are the ones who are there in south of Algeria, creating conditions of havoc in an otherwise peaceful region of the world. Wherever these people appear, you know the design, the map is drawn by the Zionists. So it will appear that the Zionists have now come around to using this method of seeking to destabilize Algeria. I would hope that my words can reach to the Algerian people to turn away from the Dajjal's warriors in the south, to recognize them as Dajjal's warriors who are now seeking to destabilize Algeria, in the name of Islam, in the name of jihad, to recognize them for what they are, a people who are acting on behalf of the Dajjal. Any other questions? Sisters?
Previously, during Khalifah time, like Khulafa Ar-Rashidin, we used to open cities, like local Makkah, for example. So how does that different from what the Turkish Usman do when they wage war with Russia, with Rome?
In Islam, we are prohibited from waging war on any people whatsoever, unless and until two conditions apply: that they commit aggression against us, and we are the victims of aggression. And that did not apply in the Ottoman Empire, no. And number two, that a people are oppressed, and they are weak and helpless, and cannot withstand the power of the oppressor. And they, the oppressed, call on us for help. To which Allah responds in the Quran, وَمَا لَكُمْ لَا تُقَاتِلُونَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ وَالْمُسْتَضْعَفِينَ مِنَ الرِّجَالِ وَالنِّسَاءِ وَالْوِلْدَانِ الَّذِينَ يَقُولُونَ رَبَّنَا أَخْرِجْنَا مِنْ هَذِهِ الْقَرْيَةِ الظَّالِمِ أَهْلُهَا إلى آخر الآية. They are crying out for help. Send someone who will deliver us from this oppression. When the Muslim army marches to deliver them, the oppressed are going to welcome the army. Okay? No Christian in Eastern Europe ever welcomed the Ottomans. No. The population not only hated the Ottomans, but to this day they hated them. So this was a bogus jihad on behalf of the Ottomans. And it is shameful, it is disgraceful that Islamic scholarship cannot recognize that the Ottomans were waging a bogus jihad for 500 years. There is another philosophy which says that Islam has ordained eternal jihad against all the world until Islam imposes Islamic rule over the whole world. And when we impose our rule over you, you have a choice. You can remain Christian, or you can become Muslim. If you want to remain Christian, you pay jizya. But our duty is to rule the world. This is Dajjal's warriors, those idiots in Syria, those idiots in Libya. And I call them idiots. I call them fools. They're going to be angry with me. I know. One of these days they might want to come and even attack me. It doesn't matter to me. My answer to them is, you can kill a man, but you cannot kill the truth. Yeah.
If manhunt had, like, you say that many nuclears will be thousands and thousands of years. So what should we do? I mean, the other part of the world, like Malaysia or other countries.
Okay, this question, the first question was from Algeria, the second question was from Malaysia, the third question is from Iraq, northern Iraq, Kurdistan. And he wants to know, well, if thousands of nuclear weapons are going to be used in the Malhama, what are we to do? The answer is, life and death are in Allah's hands. If Allah has not written death for you, no one can take your life. And if Allah has written death for you, nothing that you do can prevent death from taking place. So you continue, proceed to act in accordance with the divine guidance in the Quran. The divine guidance in the Quran for AkhirZAMAN is in which surah? Suratul Kahf. That when you see the city stinking, the city collapsing, the city becoming Solomon Gomorrah, governments enacting legislation that a man can marry another man and get a marriage certificate, then that's the time for you to act in the manner that the young men in Suratul Kahf acted. Withdraw from the cities. Tabligh Jamaat, let them remain in the city. Let Tabligh Jamaat remain in the city. Blind Tabligh Jamaat. Okay? And let them continue their gasht and so on in the cities. No problem. And they will get visas to go anywhere they want to go. Tabligh Jamaat will get visa. If they want to go to the moon, they'll get a visa to go to the moon. No problem. You and I, however, we withdraw from the cities and we go to the countryside to protect our wives and protect our children and protect ourselves from the attack on faith which is taking place in the city. That is all. We are not leaving the city and going to the countryside in order to survive the malhama. No. We are leaving the city and going to the countryside to preserve faith.
So, could you please elaborate more on the opportunities that will arise for trading in dinar and dirham when the Western countries decide to move forward, sanction Russia? How can we do this in a big scale, knowing that the government will be involved? And maybe a concrete question would be, as now we see that...
Go one question at a time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this question from Senegal. I said that if the European Union and the United States impose sanctions on Russia, economic sanctions, the Russians have already declared it's tit for tat. We're going to retaliate. It is therefore inevitable that sanctions are going to be imposed on Russia through the banking system. Inevitable that you see the Russian ruble collapsing in value. When I was there in Moscow in July, the ruble was trading at about 33 rubles to $1 US. Yesterday I saw it at somewhere around 36. And I won't be surprised if in the next few days it goes down to 40, 45 and so on, as sanctions are imposed. I said that this creates an opportunity for us. If we can get and persuade the Russian government to declare gold and silver coins as legal tender. Once you declare it's legal tender, we can now trade with Russia. You can buy and sell. You don't have to transport the gold and transport the silver. No. All through history, they've always had mechanisms for handling this matter. That you would pay in Moscow to someone in Moscow, and this is his business. He has a store of gold, dinars and silver dirhams in Moscow, and he has a store in KL. Okay? So for a fee, you pay him in Moscow, and he'll pay the agent in KL, and your money is transported this way. Okay? So these businesses will immediately emerge. There'll be businessmen who, with business acumen, who know you need this kind of thing for transfer of money. And this will be outside of the banking system. The Zionists are going to grind their teeth in frustration. Yeah.